Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon, and today I'm going to share with you my go-to chicken recipe. This is some delicious baked chicken. I cannot wait to share with you. These are the ingredients. We're going to be using our chicken thighs. I've rinsed them and they're sitting here draining. We have our butter, we've got some seasoning, parsley, celery, some mushroom. The sauce comes out delicious. This is how I put it all together. Now, my baked chicken recipe is very versatile, meaning that you can add things to it that is really your family's preference and to their liking. I like to add chopped celery to the baked chicken, so we're going to be using 2 stalks of celery. We're also going to be using some parsley and also some white mushroom. Now, when I'm chopping up my celery, and that's 2 stalks that we're using, I like to chop up the celery about the size of, say, like a pea, or maybe like a little bit bigger than a pea. Now, once we do that, we're going to chop up some fresh flat leaf parsley, and that is going to be 1/4 cup of the fresh flat leaf parsley. Okay, now we're also going to be using some mushroom. Now, if your family doesn't prefer mushroom, you can definitely leave it out, or you can also use baby bella. I've used baby bella mushrooms as well in this recipe. Today we're using the white mushroom, and what I like to do is I like to rinse my mushrooms off, and then I like wipe off any residue when I take my mushrooms out of the container. And we're going to slice them up. After I've removed that little centerpiece, the stem, I just go on and I slice up some mushroom, and we're only going to use about 4 or 5 mushroom. Okay, so it's just going to be about, say, 1/2 cup of sliced mushroom. You can use a little less, or you can totally leave them out depending on what your family's taste is. Now, while I am doing this, I have my oven is going on preheat at 400 degrees. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returner, welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. It's free. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, please show it some love and give it a thumbs up. Now, once we've done chopping up our veggies and preparing those, we're going to start on our chicken and our sauce. Now, in particular, we're using the bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. However, you can also use the drumsticks if you like. You can also use chicken breasts if you like as well. Now, if you're going to be using the chicken breast, I'm going to give you a little hint as to what to do if you're going to opt to use the chicken breast in particular. Now, our seasoning blend is our adobo seasoning that we're using, and I also like to use this nature seasoning. The nature seasoning is a blend of garlic, onion, pepper, and salt, and so it's a blend of those 4 different seasoning. And now what we're going to do is you're going to season both sides of our chicken. Also, when it comes to seasoning your chicken, we're basically just seasoning our chicken to taste, and that's kind of just how much seasoning that you want to use. In the description box below, though, I'm going to have a list of all the ingredients you need to make this delicious chicken dinner for yourself and for your family. Also, with the chicken seasoning, whatever seasoning that you have in your kitchen, in your pantry, that you really like to use, that your family really enjoys, you can definitely go with that when it comes to seasoning up your chicken for your chicken dinner. So we've seasoned both sides of our chicken, and next we're going to go on and start adding in our veggies. First, we're going to add in our celery. Now, when it comes to the different vegetables that you can add into your chicken dinner, celery, the mushroom, and the parsley. Something else that I've added before in the past has been the green bell pepper. Chop them up to small bite-sized pieces, and so definitely if your family enjoys bell pepper, green bell pepper, just 1/2 green bell pepper chopped up, is definitely a good addition to this chicken dish. Now, when it comes to our sauce, we're going to be using the condensed golden mushroom soup mix. The golden mushroom soup adds such a rich, vibrant color to our chicken dish, and it is such a nice, rich flavor. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that we do to get that nice richness to come through. Now, we're going to use the whole can. Now, if you were using the chicken breast that I had talked about earlier, You're going to use the whole can as well as the soup mix, but instead of using a full can of water, because we're going to be adding a full can of water, if you're using the chicken breast, you just want to use a half of a can of water, okay? And that is because with the chicken thighs, they can cook and stew in the oven a little bit longer than the chicken breast would, and so they don't need to have as much water when it's time for them to bake in the oven, all right? So with the chicken thighs, we're using a full can of water. If you're using drumsticks, you also use a full can of water as well. But if you're using those breasts, you'd use a half a can of water. Now, when we add the water, don't pour it over on top because we don't want to disturb that seasoning that we put on top. You want to put the water around the sides like I was doing. I just kind of move the chicken over and just put the water in, the 1 full can of water around the sides. Then I take the back of my spoon and I mix around and spread that mushroom soup, that golden mushroom soup mix. I spread it all around the chicken. Now also what we're going to do is we're going to put on our parsley, but we're only going to use a half of the parsley that we chopped up because we're going to save the rest of the parsley for at the end. We're going to garnish it with parsley. Now once I've done this, we're going to use a little bit of butter, and this is unsalted butter that I'm using, and we're just going to use about a tablespoon of unsalted butter. Now this is definitely optional. I like to use the unsalted butter. I like to put a little dabs all over my chicken because this really helps to add to that richness of the sauce, and it just really helps the sauce to come out really good in my opinion. But this is definitely optional. You don't have to add it if you don't like. But we're just going to go on and put some few pieces of that. Next, I'm adding the foil. And so our chicken is going to start off 30 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees. I cover it with foil. Our chicken is going to bake for a total of an hour and a half. We're going to have nice, juicy, tender, well-baked chicken, and that's going to take a minute. So our chicken has baked in the oven for that first 30 minutes with the foil on, and this is what it looks like so far, guys. Okay, and so this is our chicken. What we're going to do now is we're going to leave the foil off, and we're going to also turn our chicken. So we're going to turn our chicken over. Our chicken is coming along nicely. That sauce is being created. All of those delicious juices, just everything. So now our chicken is going to go back in the oven. We're done with using the foil, and it's going to now bake for 30 minutes at that 400 degrees on this side, okay? Now once it's baked for 30 minutes on this side, I'm going to go back in the oven and I'm going to flip my chicken for the last time and bake it for that last 30 minutes with the skin side up so the skin gets nice and brown and the chicken finishes cooking. And we're doing this with the foil off. And this is it. Our chicken has baked for that hour and a half. It has stewed up nicely in our oven. It has baked up so good. And will you look at that, y'all? This is the result of that easy chicken dinner. We have those nice tender pieces of celery, mushroom. We have garnished it with our parsley. And now it is time for us to give our chicken a try. I have made our dinner tonight with some nice steamed rice. This also goes wonderful with mashed potatoes as well. And it is just such a simple, easy dinner to prepare. And adding those little extra ingredients of the celery and the parsley and the mushroom, and if you'd like to add that bell pepper too in there, it just makes this nice baked chicken dinner for your family. This is my go-to. It is simple. I put it in the oven and I let it do its thing. And this sauce, y'all, this sauce that is created from using those seasonings and using those veggies and that little bit of that butter that we add in there, that sauce is so rich. And let me tell you, when I make it with the rice, my husband can just have a bowl of rice with this delicious sauce on top. He just loves it just like that as well. But let's go on and give our chicken a try. It is nice and tender. And I'm going to give y'all the first bite. Let me get your bite ready. I got the nice and tender chicken. I'm going to get some rice, a little bit of celery, get some parsley on our fork. That is your bite. Go on, give it a try. Okay, let me try it. Oh my goodness, y'all. This chicken dinner, I can make it any night of the week. It is very simple. It is absolutely delicious, and I just love it so much. This is the go-to chicken dinner for the family. It's a good hearty meal. Well, that is it for me today, y'all. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. It's free. If you like this video and appreciate the content, don't forget to show it some love, give it a thumbs up, and click share. And share this video with a friend or a family. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Oh, and this is what our sauce looks like once your sauce cools. It thickens up even more. It gets a nice thickness, and so this sauce is just so great. Your chicken stays tender, y'all. Your sauce thickens up, and you talk about a nice little leftover that you can take to work or take to school. This is great. Well, you guys take care and have a great day, and remember, it is always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, everybody.